Now, Gauteng Police Commissioner Lieutenant General Elias Mawela will brief the Portfolio Committee in the Rosettenville shooting today. On Monday, 8 suspects were shot and killed during a shootout with police in Rosettenville. Mawela will also be releasing the province's crime statistics for the third quarter of 2021-2022. For the latest on this, I'm joined by our reporter, Pelane Phakgadi. Pelane, very good morning to you. Some important questions to be answered and, I suppose, a breakdown of where we're standing when it comes to crime.
Definitely, where we're standing as far as crime is concerned, in particular in Gauteng, because Elias Mawela, Lieutenant General Elias Mawela, is really responsible for the province in itself, and I can believe that he will be coming through to talk about the progress made in combating some of the violent crimes in hotspot areas such as Diepsloot, Olivenhout-Bosch, parts of Soweto, Soshanguve, Rosettenville, among others, and as well as Mamelodi. I do believe that in the recent crime statistics there were police stations which were registering quite a number of high crimes, including gender-based violence and the recent signing, of course, of some bills to deal with the gender-based violence. I'm sure could be coming through to assist in the coming quarter. But for the previous quarter, the police commissioner, Lieutenant General Elias Mawela, then here in the province, will be coming through to assist us in detailing the announcement as far as that is concerned. But I think of particular interest for you and I right now is the recent violent crime that happened on Monday in Rosettenville, where 8 criminals were shot and killed by the police when they were intercepted, of course, allegedly going to execute a cash in transit. About 25 people were part of that particular gang. 11 of them are currently behind bars. We do know one of them will be appearing in the Tembisa Magistrate Court today. About 10 of them appeared on Wednesday already. So just to give us an indication of the composition of the task team that has been enabled to ensure that they deal with such violent crimes, and ongoing as well as to how they're going to be planning to fight crime going forward. Quite a lot of questions would they be expecting from the Portfolio Committee on community safety in the province here from the legislature on how they believe that the police should as well be answering to some of the pivotal questions that will be raising. So I think the committee currently is sitting, so we're expecting that the police commissioner in the province, Lieutenant General Elias Mawela, will be going inside at around 11:30, where they will then begin. He will then begin giving that address and outline the statistics, and then of course take some questions from the Portfolio Committee.
Pelane, what do we know at the moment about what is at the forefront when it comes to crime, as we've been listening to some of the talks around the numbers? I mean, listening to what Police Minister Bheki has been saying has also been an indicator of some of the expectations as General Mawela takes to the podium today.
Definitely, I think the robbery among them is quite high there, but of concern to one person will be the murder, and the murder of women and children in particular, because that has been the talking point when Bheki, the Minister of Police, released his national crime statistics, and that was a concern as well for civil society, and that would mean that the ground where there is activity meant to deal with those crimes, social ills as well, is that the province and the police stations should be able to be in combat mode. So I believe Elias Mawela, as the Lieutenant General here in the province, will then be giving us a breakdown of the crimes in the province, and we do expect that those robberies and as well as the murders, of which have registered some incline, will then be coming through to be part of the talks here. But I think as well as the composition of how the department and the policing service as well has been working to ensure that they deal with the issue of gender-based violence. Quite very interestingly, that we've seen the statistics that during the height of lockdown at COVID-19, about almost a year and a half ago, there was such a number of GBV-related cases that were reported. Compared to now, here in Gauteng, what are the statistics? And I think that Elias Mawela will then be able to break that through. But robbery, hijackings, and as well as murders I expected that the Portfolio Committee will have keen interest as to what the police have been doing to try and clamp down on them.
Also, looking at some of the remarks made by Police Minister Bheki as an indication of some of the hard talk we can expect from General Mawela, looking at the caliber of police officers, we know that in the Rosettenville cash and transit heist, police officers are among the suspect in that foiled crime. Speaking to the integrity of police officers will also be something that could be notable as General Mawela takes to the podium.
I would believe so. Even if the Portfolio Committee does not raise that, I believe the media, we will have the responsibility to raise such a pertinent question, because on the operation on Thursday, on Wednesday night to be quite exact, when the 11th suspect on the cash and transit was arrested, we found quite a number of bulletproofs which seems to belong to the police, a uniform as well, and some pistols which seems like they were also in service one way or another. It will be very much important for him to answer to that particular question as to the integrity of the police. How is he going to be dealing with them? IPID in itself, its a role in ensuring that the integrity of the police remains at a standardized manner, and that people, in particular in the service, don't get involved in criminal activities, particularly violent criminal activities that leave people dead in some instances. And of course, you've seen that some of these cash in transit operations are highly militarized, so the training, some of them coming from the services and others from the SANDF, we are told, and that is something that I believe that the police commissioner here in the province would want to talk about. The integrity of the police, how will he and other stakeholders within the province be working to ensure that they reinstate that integrity? Then they also talk about the general public being very much comfortable to be stopped by a police officer at night demanding some sort of registration and ID. But at this current stage, if you are able to see on television at the middle of the night when somebody is being arrested, they're being arrested with police uniform and other utensils that are meant to be used by the law enforcement. So I'm sure the integrity of the police in the province as well will be a hotly contested issue that need to be dealt with, and if he's not touching on it in his address, I'm sure questions will arise.
Let's leave it there for now. Our reporter Pelane Phakgadi giving us an overview of some of the expectations when it comes to Gauteng police, detailing the numbers around crime in the province, and also giving us an update on the Rosettenville heist.